Welcome to another review on behalf of Aussie Gamers Express. I'm Chaser. Today we'll be having a look at This War of Mine. From the outset it appears to be a very dreary looking survival game, so I'm quite interested to see how this plays out. From the outset you're given control of 3 characters, each of which have a certain skill based on their biography. I noticed straight away that it has platform dynamics similar to Flashback or Abe's Odyssey. However, you don't actually have to manually climb things or do things like that. You just click there and they go there and do the thing. So this game isn't so much about the navigating of the environment as it is about surviving the environment. The overview map in this case is a picture of a town, and in that town it shows different locations that you can attend. The town is made up of different groups that you would otherwise find in this sort of society. Everyday people in it, some of them have old people in it, and some of them have bandits. And depending on what that location and habitat is like, and your actions within it, will have an effect on each of those characters that you play. Now there is a beginner's trap in terms of loot. You don't really know what's valuable, what can be traded and what's useful, so you kind of just get everything. It's only after a few playthroughs or a few failed playthroughs that you'll start to have an objective in mind that you want to achieve. And that's how this game is best played. The combat style is not so much a style as it is a frantic click fest. When you get in a circumstance where you're fighting with someone, you're doing nothing but clicking horrendously. I'm not sure how it works entirely, but you just want to click as much as you can to get a hit in, because you let the enemy turn the tide and you will lose people. I've had people die just for not clicking at the right time, and it's very frustrating. The game does require a fair bit of patience, as each of your characters will have to spend some time clearing rubble or making new items, and since you can only take one person out to scavenge at a time, you can really lose some real life time watching this happen. Now, as I mentioned before, decision making in this game is more about the mentality and well-being of each of your players. If you decide to go out and rob someone who didn't really have it coming, it will bite the crew back, and everyone will start to feel sad about that. And if you have a lot of decisions that compound that, that's when you'll start to lose people, or they break, or they just simply leave the community. That being the case, I find this game is more about the people who survive these environments, not so much the actions of looting or killing or anything like that. It's about the communities that are established and those that decide to work together and fight against each other in these sort of adverse environments. And that's a really compelling story that does make you reflect on the humanity of it. Now, coming back to the gameplay, I won't spoil on how many days you have to survive, but once you start to establish yourself and you get a good stash of supplies and you get good trade going, that's when the game starts to take a bit of a downturn. It's just monotonous. You're doing the same things every day, making people survive, making them eat, making them go out, making them stay, and you're just counting down the days going, well, when's this going to change? What have we got to do that's different? And really the game doesn't go outside of that. Once you've reached that pinnacle, it's just a flat plateau. The game also does promise a reward for fulfilling the game and getting to the end of the ceasefire, and in that it will tally all of your decisions and how you've treated your people and other people, and it will tell you a little about their post-war lives. But that reward isn't really enough to get me to play the game again. I've done that once. I don't think there's anything else that this game can provide me. This is a one-time playthrough. Now, in saying that, the game does offer you different people to start with, and you will unlock more and more as you do certain things throughout the game. But I don't think this is enough of a rewarding system to make me play it again. It's too much of a clickfest with not enough variety in gameplay. This War of Mine, 7 out of 10 well-cooked meals.